Prime Minister, would you care to comment on the meeting?
No, very, very happy meeting, very successful. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Any criticism at all?
O'Neill was finding Northern Ireland unreceptive to economic and social reform. The Unionist chief whip was James Chichester Clark.
And I think there's a certain feeling that perhaps the Unionist Party have gone soft on firm Unionist principles. Nothing could be further from the truth, but these are based on a good many misconceptions that are being spread. They're based on things like the Easter Rising or the Mass meeting, perhaps the ecumenical movement, all of which, although not directly, or many of which not directly affecting the government, are sometimes tied around the government's neck.
Now, when Protestants marched, they were worried by what O'Neill's liberal attitudes might unleash. Ian Paisley articulated their fears.
I'm a free-born Protestant, and all the intimidation, and all the slander, and all the lying about me will not stop me in my campaign in Ulster to keep Ulster out of the south of Ireland.
O'Neill's attempt to modernise Northern Ireland society was unleashing raw forces on his political right, but from the left he faced a demand for civil rights. During the 60s, there was an increasing number of radical groups of mostly, but not entirely, Catholics campaigning for social justice in the North. By 1968, they'd begun to consider direct action of a kind that was fashionable at the time. In Caledon, County Tyrone, a badly housed Catholic family was squatted here and evicted in front of television cameras. The house had been allocated by the Unionist Council to a young single Protestant woman. A Catholic nationalist MP who had organised the squat spoke to Ulster Television.
Well, I've drawn attention, I might say, highlighted the situation. It's a form of non-violent protest, of which I felt was necessary, considering that I'd used every parliamentary strategy possible to remedy this injustice, and I give no assurance that in the future that I will not resort to similar activities in order to highlight the position.
Social forces long at work in the Catholic community were about to erupt.
The generation of the early 60s was one which had not participated to the same extent in the defeats of previous periods and which had grown up completely within the state. So they weren't as demoralised or defeatist as their parents were. Another factor was the increasing availability of education as a result of the post-war Education Acts and so on, which brought a lot of the Catholic population into secondary education and third-level education for the first time.